Howdy, hey folks, Jesse here, and today, it's One Piece, actually, of all things. The One Piece Super Pre-release was pretty recent, so I, had the opportunity to play in it. I didn't really have too much hype for the game until after trying it, and it's actually super fun, I think, and, don't know how, well I'm going to keep up with it, but hey, I'm going to at least play it a little bit here and there. Okay, so just quick little explanation on what has happened so far in the first 40 seconds. I went first. I got only one Dawn, which is essentially our mana, or our memory if you play Digimon as well. And I used that to play out a one-cost blocker. Works exactly the same as Digimon. Our opponent went second, of course, and he got to hatch 2 Dawn. You have, well, I guess not hatch, but you get 2 Dawn every single turn. And the security or life in this game works more like prizes, except for instead of your opponent getting the prizes, you're taking the prizes when you're taking the damage. Which I think is super interesting because your opponent is giving you a card advantage when they are trying to kill you. Anyway, so obviously both my opponent and I are playing the green starter deck, which is the worst generation starter deck, the Eustass Kid deck. And my opponent has been guarding all my attacks that I've been throwing at him. The counter is essentially shield in Vanguard, which I find very interesting. This debating on if I actually want to take this X Drake, I believe the name of the card is, off of the Jewelry Bonnie here, which is a 1-drop, and then you suspend a Dawn and suspend her to be able to search top 5 for a Supernovas type card. So it can be anything. And here we see me swing, and then my opponent just takes the damage. I apologize if you hear my dog scratching his collar in the background. Oh my goodness, I am embarrassed. But hey, that's besides the point. My opponent goes for the X Drake. He's going to swing his blocker Beijing or whatever its name is onto the Jewelry Bonnie, so that way I'm not just able to constantly get advantage off of it. Alright, let's see here. Now, I could potentially just save that Bonnie, because hey, that's a really good card to be having, but it is what it is. We're gonna put Dawn under, well, maybe. That's a mechanic in this game, is you can put essentially your mana under your stuff. Your mana does have to be active. Sorry, your Dawn does have to be active to put it under your things to be able to power it up and make it beefier. And then let's see here. We're gonna swing, I believe he guarded. And then we're going to Trafalgar, I don't know how to say the first name, but we're going to Law, and Law has an unplay skill, which are also, the same as Digimon, who have been surprised, to unsuspend our heat. But now that I look back at this footage, I think that is technically an illegal play for me. Because I believe Law has to unsuspend or make active a, what are they called? It's Heart Pirates and then something else, I believe. But Heat, the card that I unsuspended there, I don't believe is part of that. Hey, that's besides the point. We're going to see our opponent try to just clear out our board a lot more and kill off our things, so that way we start losing advantage. The Dawn that you saw me do there, that was under the Heat, does go back into the Dawn stack as rested. And we're going to go for Bonnie right away, top 5. and we're going to grab a 7-drop Eustass Kid, and we do have the Dawn to play that out, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And I think this is a major mistake on my part, because my opponent can just beef up his stuff, and green does have the ability to be able to make your opponent suspend their own stuff. So probably a mistake, because I believe my opponent is actually just going to, yep, he's just going to suspend the Eustass Kid that we got out, and then just beef his stuff up enough to run over it. And he's going to swing 8k on top of my, I believe it's 7k, and that is a 2k to guard. He could have just done 7k onto it, but that is totally fine, and let him throw away an extra Dawn under his stuff. Ties do go to the runner in the Piece TCG. And once again, he is just clearing out my board, and I am just losing in the card advantage at this point. And here we see me just spreading out my Dawn, and now we're at all 10 Dawn. Pretty interesting, pretty exciting gameplay. And here we are, we're just gonna start beefing things up. We're gonna swing on our opponent, he's gonna take the damage, and where'd that pack come from? Oh my. We're gonna swing onto his, man, I don't even remember that guy's name. I should also note, I have never fully read One Piece. I've only read like the first 100 chapters. So, I mean, there's that, I guess. Alright. This match is what made me realize that the mirror match is just awful to play in. Like, the decks are super interesting, but the mirror match is just, oh my. And, you know, we're laying, you know, misplays are happening and whatnot, of course. We're going to take a damage here. And hey, just like security in Digimon, there are potentially effects that proc off from being taken out of the life. They're called trigger effects, but I don't think we have any that can be shown off in this game, unfortunately. But, forgot what I was saying. That's alright. I'm just showing off this new game. I like it. It's fun. Oh, I was talking about my history of One Piece. I've only read like the first 100 chapters. And I am not ever going to watch the anime. Most because I don't have time to watch too much anime as is. So, that's all. Alright, we're beefing things up. We do have effects that require things to have Dawn under them to be able to use them. If you guys are at all interested in learning more about the game, I can make a video about that, but there are plenty of other videos that I feel do a better job explaining things than I can currently. I know True Champion Sterben made a relatively decent video that was able to explain things pretty well. And here's a little goofy moment for me. My Digimon brain was like, oh, I can just swing for game. No, I still have to be able to hit over his leader. But yeah, we got our opponent down to 0 life, and just like Digimon, you do have to be able to hit him one more time to be able to win the game. So we're staying at 1 life, and opponent is going to swing on our dude there, and then swing on us. We're going to let it go through, and then he's going to do the funny thing. We're going to guard here, counter, And no, we're not even going to counter. We're just going to let him have it. No, we're going to block. And then he's just going to do the funny thing and boost his thing and still leave enough for a restand. So that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.